General Hospital in turmoil. Nancy Lee Gran's controversial exit shakes Port Charles. The world of ABC's General Hospital has been rocked by unprecedented drama both on-screen and behind the scenes as longtime star Nancy Lee Gran faces mounting pressure following her inflammatory comments about conservative commentator Charlie Kirk's assassination. The controversy has reached a boiling point, with executive producer Frank Valentini reportedly considering termination, and Grahn herself threatening to leave the iconic soap opera. The spark that ignited the fire. The controversy erupted when Grahn posted a shocking message on Instagram regarding Charlie Kirk's death, stating, "I am not in support of what happened to Charlie Kirk, but Charlie Kirk was in support of what happened to Charlie Kirk." Kirk, the founder and president of Turning Point USA, was shot and killed on September 10th at Utah Valley University while hosting an event. The 31-year-old conservative commentator left behind a wife and 2 young children. Grahn's comment, which many interpreted as blaming Kirk for his own assassination, immediately drew widespread condemnation from fans across the political spectrum. Even those who disagreed with Kirk's conservative politics argued that the actress's comment crossed the line from political critique into something callous and unnecessary. Fan backlash and industry response. The reaction from General Hospital viewers was swift and severe. Social media platforms erupted with angry responses, with many calling for Grahn's immediate dismissal from the show. Comments ranged from expressions of disgust to threats of boycotting the program entirely. One fan wrote, "What if it was someone you loved? Have a heart," while another declared, "She needs to be fired immediately." The controversy gained additional attention when former General Hospital star Ingo Rademacher, despite their political differences, publicly urged Grahn to remove the post. In a concerned message, he warned, "I don't want to see you get fired." There's a difference between a political post and something as distasteful as the above comment. Charlie was a husband and a father, and his daughter will never see her father again. She is 3. Valentini's growing frustration. Sources close to the production reveal that Frank Valentini, who has successfully guided General Hospital to multiple Emmy victories since taking over in 2012, was reportedly furious about Grahn's Charlie Kirk post. The executive producer, who has previously maintained a professional relationship with the outspoken actress, allegedly viewed the comment as potentially damaging to the show's reputation and alienating to a significant portion of the General Hospital audience. Industry insiders suggest that this latest incident may have been the final straw for Valentini, who has watched Grahn's controversial political statements accumulate over the years. The timing couldn't be worse, as the show has been building momentum with compelling storylines and strong ratings performance. Grahn's defiant response. Rather than backing down or issuing an immediate apology, Grahn has reportedly doubled down on her position, viewing Valentini's concerns as an attack on her freedom of speech. Sources indicate that the actress, who has portrayed Alexis Davis for nearly 3 decades, feels that ABC and the show's leadership are attempting to silence her political voice. Grahn has long been known for her outspoken progressive political views, frequently using her social media platforms to voice strong opposition to conservative policies and figures. Her Instagram profile openly identifies her as an activist, and she has consistently defended her right to speak out on political matters. The threat of departure. In a dramatic escalation of the conflict, Grahn has reportedly threatened to leave General Hospital entirely if pressured to curtail her political commentary. The actress, who joined the show in 1996 and has become synonymous with the character of Alexis Davis, allegedly told associates that she would rather abandon her iconic role than submit to what she perceives as censorship. This threat has created a significant dilemma for ABC executives and Valentini. Losing Grahn would mean saying goodbye to one of daytime television's most recognizable faces, and a character deeply woven into the fabric of Port Charles. Alexis Davis has been central to numerous major storylines, including her current dramatic arc involving the captivity of Rick Lansing in her basement, alongside Ava Jerome and Christina Corinthos Davis. Current storyline complications. The off-screen drama comes at a particularly challenging time for the show's writers, who have crafted compelling storylines around Grahn's character. Currently, Alexis is embroiled in a complex plot where she, Ava, and Christina are holding Rick Lansing captive in her basement after Ava attacked him with a paperweight. The storyline has been building tension as the trio attempts to keep their secret, while Molly Lansing Davis grows suspicious about her father's disappearance. Additionally, Alexis has recently regained her law license and has been navigating the aftermath of Drew Kane's shooting, a major storyline that has gripped viewers. The character's legal expertise and moral complexity have made her indispensable to multiple ongoing plots, industry precedents, and implications. The situation recalls previous controversies involving soap opera stars and their political statements. General Hospital has already dealt with similar issues, including the departure of Ingo Rademacher and Steve Burton over COVID-19 vaccination mandates. The show has also weathered past storms involving cast members' social media activity and public statements. However, Grahn's situation is unique due to her lengthy tenure and central importance to the show's current storylines. Her potential departure would create massive disruption, requiring either character recasting or significant plot restructuring. The broader cultural context. The controversy highlights the broader challenges facing daytime television. In an increasingly polarized political climate, soap opera actors, unlike their primetime counterparts, often maintain active social media presences that blur the lines between their personal views and their on-screen personas. This creates complications when political statements generate controversy that potentially affects the show's brand. Some viewers have threatened to boycott General Hospital if Grahn is fired, while others have suggested they might stop watching if she remains. This puts Valentini in the difficult position of trying to navigate competing audience demands while protecting the show's long-term interests. Looking ahead, as the controversy continues to unfold, the coming weeks will prove crucial in determining Lee Gran's fate on General Hospital. If Valentini decides that her political statements have become too much of a liability, it would mark the end of one of the most successful actress-character pairings in soap opera history. The reverberations of such a decision would be felt not only by fans, but throughout the entire daytime television industry, potentially setting precedents for how networks handle similar controversies in the future. For now, both sides appear entrenched in their positions, with Grahn unwilling to compromise her political voice and Valentini reportedly considering whether her continued presence serves the show's best interests. The drama behind the cameras of General Hospital has reached a crescendo that rivals any storyline playing out on screen, leaving viewers to wonder whether this beloved character's three-decade journey in Port Charles is approaching its end. Next, we will learn about the stunning resurrection of Britt Westbourne and how her explosive return is set to unleash a whirlwind of turmoil in Port Charles. In a twist that has fans buzzing with excitement, Britt Westbourne has defied the grave and made her way back to the familiar streets of Port Charles, promising to flip the script on everyone's lives. This isn't just any comeback, it's a full-throttle entrance that's already sending shockwaves through the town. Imagine the scene: the hospital corridors, usually buzzing with routine medical chatter, suddenly transformed into a stage for high-stakes drama. Britt, with her signature sharp wit and unapologetic attitude, steps in like she owns the place, ready to reclaim her spot in the chaos. Her arrival isn't subtle, it's a bold declaration that the rules of life and death don't apply to her. Port Charles residents, from longtime allies to bitter foes, are left reeling, wondering what secrets she'll unearth next. This return feels like a fresh chapter in a never-ending saga, where old grudges resurface and new alliances form in the blink of an eye. Britt's presence alone is enough to remind everyone that in this town, no one stays buried for long, and her revival could be the spark that ignites forgotten feuds into blazing infernos. The moment Britt struts through those hospital doors, the air thickens with tension, and the first to confront this living miracle is none other than Elizabeth Weber. Picture Elizabeth's face, a mask of pure astonishment, as if she's staring at a ghost from her own complicated past. It's almost comical how unprepared she seems, given Port Charles's track record of resurrection chink of all those times. Characters have clawed their way back from supposed demise. Elizabeth, with her history of personal turmoil and professional steadiness, might have thought she'd seen it all, but Britt's reappearance catches her off guard, forcing her to question everything she believed about loss and finality. Adding to the invented layers here, perhaps Elizabeth recalls a fleeting memory of a shared shift years ago, where Britt's medical prowess saved a critical patient, blending admiration with the sting of old rivalries. This encounter isn't just a hello, it's a catalyst that could dredge up buried emotions, making Elizabeth ponder her own role as a pillar in the hospital. As Britt locks eyes with her, there's an unspoken challenge in the air, hinting that the power dynamics at General Hospital might be on the verge of a seismic shift. Not one to let the moment pass without a fight, Lulu Spencer jumps in, her voice laced with disbelief as she stammers that Britt is meant to be gone for good. But Britt, ever the queen of quick retorts, shuts her down with a cutting remark that echoes through the halls, leaving Lulu speechless and the onlookers gasping. This isn't just banter, it's a throwback to their tangled history, where embryos and betrayals once defined their interactions, inventing a new detail. Maybe Lulu flashes back to a heated courtroom battle over custody rights, where Britt's cunning maneuvers nearly shattered her family dreams. Britt's interruption isn't Ruddite sufficient, a reminder that she operates on her own timeline, brushing aside explanations like yesterday's news. If Lulu is plotting to challenge this return, she should brace for Britt's arsenal of comebacks. Honed from years of navigating soap opera survival, this clash could evolve into a full-blown rivalry, with Lulu rallying her Spencer family ties to counter Britt's unpredictable moves, turning Port Charles into a battleground of words and wills. The drama escalates to operatic heights when Liesl Obrecht, Britt's formidable mother, catches sight of her daughter and collapses in a dramatic faint, her world crumbling under the weight of misplaced grief. Nina Reeves, standing nearby, witnesses the whole spectacle, her expression a mix of concern and intrigue as Liesl hits the floor like a character from a gothic novel. This moment peels back layers of their complicated family bond. Liesl's mourning had been raw and real, amplified by the absence of any hint that Britt was alive. To add inventive depth, perhaps Liesl had been clutching a locket with Britt's photo during her supposed funeral, a token now rendered ironic in this reunion. The fainting spell isn't mere theatrics, it's a floodgate for emotions like guilt over past manipulations, and a fierce maternal protectiveness that could lead to over-the-top schemes to keep Britt safe. Nina, with her own history of secrets and scandals, might find herself drawn into this vortex, offering a shoulder while subtly maneuvering for her own gains. This family reunion promises forgiveness wrapped in betrayal, all delivered with the flair that only the Obrechts can muster, ensuring that their storyline remains one of the show's most captivating threads. With Britt firmly planted back in Port Charles, the entire town is on high alert, bracing for the fallout from her storied past. Remember her whirlwind romances that left hearts in tatters, entanglements with Nicolas Casadini that dripped with forbidden passion, or her complicated ties to Patrick Drake that blended love with professional jealousy. And who could forget the infamous stolen embryo saga involving Lulu and Dante Falconeri, a plot that twisted loyalties and tested friendships to their limits, inventing fresh elements. Perhaps Britt returns with a mysterious scar from her death ordeal, a physical reminder of undisclosed adventures that could tie into larger Casadini mysteries. Speculation runs wild. Will she aim to seize back her position as chief of staff, challenging Elizabeth's current reign with innovative medical ideas and unyielding ambition? Or might she dive into redemption, using her skills to heal old wounds while inevitably stirring up skeletons from every closet in town? Britt's style has always been a mix of Bothroic saves in the operating room, juxtaposed with scandalous revelations at social events like the nurses' ball. Her return injects a vital dose of unpredictability, blending humor with villainy and a touch of tragedy, making every episode a must-watch. As the dust settles on this resurrection, it's clear that General Hospital is gearing up for its most entertaining era yet. Britt Westbourne embodies the perfect storm, a comic foil who delivers zingers with precision, a villainess who schemes without remorse, and a heroine whose vulnerabilities draw empathy from even her detractors. Next, we will learn about the explosive developments involving Jack Brennan's plea for help, potential new romances, and Carly Spencer's brewing fury over shocking family secrets. In the latest twists from ABC General Hospital, Jack Brennan finds himself in a tricky spot, reaching out to the ever-resourceful Nina Reeves to assist in a delicate family matter. Specifically, he's hoping Nina can sway Lulu Spencer into allowing young Charlotte Casadini to visit her father, Valentini Casadini, who's currently locked away in the foreboding Steinmauer prison. This request isn't just a simple favor. It carries the weight of fractured family ties and lingering loyalties that have defined these characters for seasons. Viewers couldn't help but pick up on the sizzling sparks flying between Brennan and Nina. During their exchange, those lingering glances and charged conversations hint at something more than mere alliance building. To invent a fresh layer, perhaps Brennan shares a confidential detail about Valentin's prison letters, revealing hidden regrets that could soften Lulu's stance, adding emotional depth to his plea. The chemistry is undeniable, like a slow-burning fuse ready to ignite, leaving fans speculating if this duo might evolve from reluctant partners into a full-fledged romantic powerhouse. Port Charles has seen its share of unexpected pairings, but this one feels particularly electric, blending Brennan's suave intensity with Nina's sharp-witted resilience. As they navigate this request, the air thickens with possibility, suggesting that what starts as a mission for Charlotte's sake could blossom into a personal connection that reshapes their worlds. Shifting gears to another bombshell, Carly Spencer is on the cusp of uncovering a jaw-dropping truth about her daughter, Jocelyn Jacks, who has secretly stepped into the dangerous role of a WSB agent. Jason Morgan, ever the protective figure in Carly's life, has already pieced together this puzzle, and it's inevitable that the news will reach Carly's ears sooner rather than later. The tension builds as Anna Devane, with her insider knowledge of WSB operations, grapples with the inability to spill the beans due to strict protocols, and her own tangled web of secrets, adding an inventive twist. Maybe Anna overhears a cryptic phone call that confirms Jocelyn's involvement in a high-stakes undercover operation targeting international threats, heightening the stakes for everyone involved. However, the wild card in this scenario is Britt Westbourne, whose recent return from the dead has her stirring pots left and right. In a moment of heated confrontation, perhaps over lingering issues with Jason, Britt could accidentally or not so accidentally the cat out of the bag to Carly, unleashing a torrent of maternal outrage. This revelation isn't just about surprise, it's a test of family bonds, forcing Carly to confront how much she's been kept in the dark about her daughter's perilous choices. The hospital corridors, already buzzing with drama, could become the backdrop for this explosive disclosure, where alliances are questioned and trusts are shattered in an instant. Once the truth hits Carly like a freight train, her reaction is bound to be volcanic, leading her straight to a no-holds-barred confrontation with Jack Brennan himself. Envision Carly storming into his space, eyes blazing with betrayal, as she accuses him of manipulating her trust to drag Jocelyn into the shadowy world of the WSB. This isn't a calm discussion, it's a full-throated vow of revenge, with Carly declaring that any shred of faith she had in him is utterly demolished, inventing new elements for depth. Perhaps Carly recalls a seemingly innocent dinner where Brennan subtly probed about Jocelyn's interests, now retroactively seen as recruitment tactics, fueling her rage even further. She'll end things on the spot, severing their relationship with the finality of a slammed door, leaving Brennan reeling in a mix of devastation, fury, and profound distress. His world, already complicated by his own secretive dealings, crumbles under the weight of this personal blow, pushing him to seek solace in unexpected places. Carly's wrath here embodies the fierce protectiveness of a mother lioness, turning what was once a budding romance into a battlefield of accusations and regrets, with ripples that could affect the entire Spencer family dynamic. Devastated by the fallout, Brennan might wander into the cozy yet bustling Brown Dog Bar to drown his sorrows and regain some composure. To his surprise, he spots Nina Reeves there, nursing her own drink amid the dim lights and murmur of patrons. Her presence catches him off guard, but there's an immediate sense of camaraderie as she notices his troubled demeanor, the furrowed brow. The heavy Sysand offers a sympathetic ear without hesitation. As they talk, Brennan opens up about the confrontation, revealing how Carly's accusations have left him unmoored. Nina, with her own history of clashing with Carly, listens intently, perhaps masking a subtle satisfaction at her rival's misery while dispensing some sage, friendly advice on moving forward. Adding inventive details, maybe Nina shares a parallel story from her past betrayals, like her fallout with Willow, creating a bond through shared vulnerability that deepens their connection. This bar encounter isn't just chance. It's a pivotal moment where Brennan's anger morphs into confiding vulnerability, and Nina's empathy paves the way for something more intimate. The atmosphere of the Brown Dog, with its warm ambience and flowing drinks, sets the stage for confessions that could alter their paths, turning a night of commiseration into the spark of an unforeseen alliance. What begins as a heartfelt chat at the bar could escalate into something far steamier, as a tipsy Nina and Brennan decide to continue their evening elsewhere. Picture them hailing a rideshare, the city's lights blurring by as inhibitions fade, leading them back to Nina's elegant place where the night takes a passionate turn. They tumble into bed, entangled in a whirlwind of desire and release, sharing a steamy encounter that's equal parts escape and ignition. To invent additional layers, perhaps the morning after brings a mix of awkward tenderness and lingering glances, with Brennan whispering about how Nina's understanding cut through his pain like nothing else. This impulsive hookup is sure to send shockwaves through Port Charles, especially enraging Carly to new heights. when she inevitably hears about it, adding fuel to her vendetta and potentially sparking a chain reaction of confrontations. The passion between them feels authentic, born from mutual wounds and unspoken attractions, promising to complicate existing rivalries and create fresh drama in the show's intricate web of relationships. So, what are your thoughts on these unfolding events? Do you believe Carly will swiftly end things with Brennan upon discovering Jocelyn's secret WSB life? Could he find real comfort in Nina's arms after the breakup? And might this lead to a blazing romance that sets Port Charles ablaze with scandal?